This is another evidence that Tinubu wants to restructure the Fulani out of power. I repeat, this is another evidence that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to restructure the Fulani out of power. Now, today is the 26th of October, 2025, and we are still discussing Nigerian politics. The military government created more states to polarize old southeast region. The military government created more states to divide the Igbos and Southeasterners so that they cannot be able to come together and fight for a common cause. That is why you see the division in the Southeast. I be Igbo, I no be Igbo. Now, Tinubu is using that template to divide and rule so that he can polarize the Fulani, make the Fulani less powerful in Nigeria. Now, let's look at this report. Breaking news: the National Assembly has begun discussions on constitutional amendment to create 55 new states and 278 additional local government areas nationwide. So the National Assembly wants to create 55 new states and 278 additional local government areas nationwide. Constitutional amendment. Now, two truths can coexist. There's a disadvantage of creating more states in Nigeria, and also there's an advantage of creating more states in Nigeria. Most ethnic nationalities are not represented, so creating more states will divide the Yorubas from the Fulani in Kwara State, in Kogi State. Remember, the last attacks, bandit attacks in Kwara, Yoruba groups were telling the president that please remove us from come out us from these people. Don't lump us together. Don't lump us together. So when you look at now, Nigeria's National Assembly known proposals include Ijebu State, that is carved out from Ogun State. Okun State from Kogi, you know Okun, the Okun people, they are Yorubas, from Kogi. Amana State from Adamawa, and Savannah State from Borno. Look at the statement: reflecting ethnic and regional demands. Reflecting ethnic and regional demands. The full list of the states is not yet out, but this proposal has passed second reading. And mind you, the APC is in control of 2/3 of the National Assembly. I repeat, the APC is in control of 2/3 of National Assembly. If Tinubu wants to pass anything, now to just talk to Apabio, carry them come family meeting. Now for that family meeting, they go discuss everything. No opposition. If they say we are going to pass this bill, these 55 new states, there is nothing like opposition in the house. I told you that even the people in opposition, so-called opposition, they are willing to even join the APC. Now the APC, they tell them, say, make una dey for PDP or Labour Party. May not be like, say, they do one party system. So as it is now, the National Assembly is determined to have these 55 new states and 278 additional local government, which is aimed, my perception, my speculation, at cutting the wings of the Fulani. You see, in northern Nigeria, Fulani believe they've taken over. And Tinubu is using a strategy to clip their wings. I told you that the military, because of the Biafra war, the military had to do a lot of like divide and rule in the old southeast region. Even till now, some people don't know their roots, whether they are Igbos or not. Igbo is a compound, so many ethnicities under the Igbo tribe. Yes, so many ethnicities. So some people, because of the divide and rule tactic of the military that they used to create more states, Igbos were divided. The same thing that Tinubu is going to do. Look at Kogi State, the Okun people. You can see the trend. So the greatest injustice to the Fulani is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you don't see the handwriting on the wall, I know that creating more states, according to some people, reactions that the states we have, they are not even viable. They cannot take care of themselves. Why are we creating more states for more budgets, more money, more governors, more private jets? More people will come, go to Abuja, start demanding for money. See, tell yourself the truth. There is no state that is not viable in Nigeria. There is no state. The whole 36 states The problem we have is leadership problem. There's no state. There are some states, some countries that don't have what we have. They don't even have visible, like useful natural resources, but they are booming. You have human development. All states in Nigeria have natural resources, so there's no state. It is leadership problem we have. Not even, you see, what is the difference? I want to ask this question. What is the difference between a state and local government? You see, let us be rational. I'm not saying that a creation of more states does not have disadvantage. The biggest problem we have is leadership problem. But what is the difference between a local government and a state? Have you been to a local government before? Do you know the structure of a local government? Do you know the structure? Let's look at the structure. We have a state, we have a governor. We have the state assembly members. The local government, we have the chairman, who is the executive, that's the governor. We have the councillors, who will pass out. They are like the assembly lawmakers. You know, so they get lawmaker. The council, now them they legislate, now them they make laws. The ward and council, whatever it is, in local government. So the structure of local government is a smaller part of the state government. So even as it is now, we have over 704 local government. And this local government looks like, if we have leadership, if you make 100 states in Nigeria, so far these states are functioning. And this ethnic and regional demands, everybody is giving attention. It's going to be so wonderful. Nigeria have a lot. Nigeria is a world power in the making. But because the leadership problem and those that have constituted Nigeria in a way whereby it will benefit them, using the elite in Nigeria as the tax masters. You know, if you build house, like the British build Nigeria's house, you get caretaker. Your politicians, your elites, all of them, they are the caretakers. So these people, the creation of Nigeria is not designed to work, to have good leadership. That is why it is not about we already have 36 states. They can't take care of themselves. If this tax bill is being passed, and I'm just praying that Lagos State and Rivers State, they go hold their VAT. I pray they don't infiltrate. You know, governors are lazy. People are not thinking out of the box. Go to the southeast, so many expanse of land. Resources are there. People are not even looking in that direction. People are looking towards Abuja. And where they even now Oyibo help us discover oil. We no say oil day because we are not looking down. No. We are not looking downward. We are not even focused on development. We are focused on consuming. We are parasites. If states are left, if hunger beats some states, they will have to look inward and find a way to work on themselves. That's why I'm praying that this restructuring. This is a form of restructuring. And in the north, a lot of things will happen. Indigenous communities, autonomous communities, or ethnic or regional communities will have a state of their own. A state is just a mapped out place that people with the same attributes, the same interests, the same culture will have to live together. You just like state is like a country. Nigeria is a country. We have states, we have local government. The structure is almost the same, but it is different in size. The size is what is different. So it is going to be targeted at the Fulani. The Fulani never say anything. You see, I was telling people that Tinubu is restructuring. No, I was discussing with some people recently. They said what Tinubu is doing is dealing with the Fulani. I was one of the first persons that noticed it. And I said, Tinubu is dismantling the Fulani hegemony. People were just, what is this guy saying? What does he know? And you can see the reality. And I told you that, see, if this man enters second term, if you see the Fulani, you no go recognize them again. Politically, the Fulani no go get out saying that we get, the Fulani, they will be cold like water. I just pray he restructures the country in a way that communities, ethnicities, nationalities will have autonomous power to develop within their own space. Somebody was saying that, why not us have regionalism? Everybody have their own leader, regions. You see, say these people are moving towards that aspect, that respect. Creation of new states. Then the ones that Fulani look at what is happening in, I think, It should be the sort of Sokoto having issues with some ethnicities in Bauchi. People will say their land. Fulani, they vex say, then give them chiefdom. The headquarters of their chiefdom is for their land. So imagine those kind of people. They are put in a state whereby they have like minds of Hausa or their own tribe. They have a state whereby they understand their language. It is going to help you preserve your culture. And proximity is going to help you speak to yourself, like minds, like language, and you develop your culture. You remember your history, and you know how to upgrade it. A lot of things will happen with this restructuring pattern. Like I said, two truths can coexist. This is the positive aspect. Anywhere you see them dismantling the Fulani, I'm there, because the Fulani political group is a great disservice to Nigeria. I can tell you that. Any day, anytime, a great disservice. And they are not willing. It is their life ambition to make sure that they make Nigeria slaves. Nigeria remain in the same situation. You see, the Fulani are watching Tinubu. This guy. How can we make sure that this guy is removed 2027? They tried with a coup, but the coup did not work. And like I tell you that the Fulani, these are willing tools that they can work with anybody. The Fulani, they are desperate as it is. Very desperate. When they start, if the government of the day, if President Tinubu consent to this 55 new state, you see that the political structure in northern Nigeria will change. Fulani influence in northern Nigeria will change. You will see it. Not that much, but this is just one of it. You know, the governors are refusing local government autonomy. They are fighting it tooth and nail. They are fighting it. This one will help them. See, for instance, now, Ogun State, when they have Ijebu State, the Ijebu people now, as a people, will come together. And that oneness amongst them, that uniqueness among them, will make them flourish. Although we have a leadership problem. But this creating of states will narrow the governance to see, nationalities. You know, what about regionalism or Nigeria's division? If the Igbo have their state, the Igbo people, united in language and history, Yoruba people have their state, the Ijaw or the Hausa have their Arewa state. You look at development, people want to start, the competition on development will not be here. Look at the Southeast. Look at Enugu State Governor, Abia State Governor. Look at how people are talking about this one, what he's doing, that one, what he's doing. So the competition will be healthy. Then people will develop at their own pace. Yes. And when you lump everybody under Arewa, and some people just stay on top and start dictating whatever it is. Now, it will be difficult for the Fulani to exert the kind of control they have been exerting over the years if they create these states. Somebody is asking this question. This guy, what Fulani do you? My brother, Fulani don't do me so many things. I'm telling you. Me, my generation has a lot to offer. But why would somebody not want us to fulfill our destiny by saying we should not restructure? Because Nigeria's one Nigeria cannot get us anywhere. We are not going anywhere with one Nigeria. You see, Kwara State, there's a video, a load truck of Fulanis to register for their voters card, for their PVC. Why are they doing so? You see, they need to get involved in the process so that they can, you know, you need to participate, in part of the whole process, so that they can use that, to dominate you. Yes. They can use that to look at the Kwara people. If the state is created and these people are pushed into one side, they should stay among themselves. And the Yoruba people in Kwara State are in a place. In Kaduna, they have Southern Kaduna and Northern Kaduna. Northern Kaduna, you not lump two of them together. Then you now put a governor like Erufai. Erufai will now be favoring Northern Kaduna and leaving Southern Kaduna. You will speak BB grammar with lies and manipulation. Use BB grammar, lies and manipulation. They develop one part of the Northern the Kaduna, which is Northern Kaduna, and you neglect Southern Kaduna. When Southern Kaduna had its university, some people were angry. Some Fulani Northerners were angry. I don't know what is wrong with this. I don't know what is their problem. Now, from Borno State, you know that most of these states, Hausa state, if the Hausa are given a state, you will now start seeing Hausa governors, and this will anger. You know, political power is very important. They need to polarize Northern Nigeria, divide and rule. As powerful as the Fulani they are, divide that power. Let some of them enter the hands of the Hausas and other tribes, other ethnicities, nationalities. 2027 is going to be critical. Tinubu is building a political empire. He's empowering minorities, in quote, in Northern Nigeria. They are going to come to limelight. All these appointments where they see INEC Chairman Kogi, Chief of Army Staff Kogi, who again? GMD, Kwara of NMPC, Kwara. So all these guys are giving elevated status. Coming out. The Fulani, nowhere. Look at the new security chiefs. Where is the Fulani? The one that is Abbas, naval staff, is a Hausa from Kano. Hausa and Fulani, they don't like themselves. Don't let Fulani come and start bamboozling you with whatever. Hausa don't like Fulani. So all this restructuring now small. When they restructure, see, Tinubu is restructuring the military. Military bases will be very, very functional in places where Fulani has not really captured. Schools, aviation schools, military schools, you go see where they are springing up left, right, center. And these Fulani people, they are alive. These politicians, they are alive. By the time Tinubu finishes 8 years, you know, go recognize, see, an average Fulani politician would not have influence the way they used to have influence before. And we are here to make sure that that narrative they are pushing, we will push it back. We expose them for who they are. So this one is a welcome development for me. Yes, anything restructuring, I'm telling you, anything restructuring is a welcome development for me. You cannot wish it away. Now, you see, Fulani are regrouping. But you don't know that there are more restructuring to come. As they bring it up, I'm going to tell you. See, this one a small one. When they start census, una go know how far. Census, they go know how far. When I was saying it then that Tinubu is dismantling Northern Nigeria, Fulani is being this, and Tinubu is restructuring. Some people say, see, restructuring have different language. If you go to university and they ask what is restructuring, you now go straight to the point. My brother, restructuring has a, you can write one book with restructuring, explaining restructuring, one book. So restructuring is of different dimension, different explanations as it stands today. So Tinubu is restructuring Nigeria in a way whereby he is restructuring the Fulanis out of power. And it's clear. They know it is not something that is hiding. You know, say politicians, they can do something in a way whereby you cannot hold them. You know that they are doing this thing, but you cannot point, you don't have words to explain what they are doing. But you know that they are doing bad. You cannot explain. That is the situation the Fulani find themselves today. Let's look at the reaction. Okay? Reaction. Somebody says, I am cool with this because this is an escape route for Okun Yorubas in Kogi State. This is an opportunity for Ishekiri to pitch tent with Southwest. Ogun has 2 states, Oyo has 2 states, Kwara has 2 states. Full local government autonomy, create federal government financed autonomous community policing, give Igbos Biafra. You see, all these things, they are leading to somewhere. About the funding, I don't think there will be so much increased funding if they create new states. Those places that are being created, the same allocation is going to them. The thing there is that they will utilize it. The people will be empowered to have to ask questions, hold their leaders accountable. You cannot bring, I don't think there should be an extra money, or the extra money will be the structure for creating the structure. But the allocation that goes, for instance, the local government in Lagos can get allocation like 1 billion, but the state government may be removing it. Maybe they make Alimosho a state. Alimosho will be collecting his full money. Sanwo-Olu will not be holding Alimosho money. That's what it is. It's going to collect full money. Yes. You know, most governors are holding the monies of the local government. So when they maybe a Fulani in Bauchi, they now divide Bauchi into two. They now use one for a Hausa and some other ethnicities. The money where they give that state, they go divide that into two now. Abi, you get they'll still give them. You know, say local government determine whatever money you get. Your space and whatever determines the money you get. I don't know. I don't know everything. No, I'm subject to correction. If I've made any, I'm subject to correction. Somebody says, please, collapse the existing states into 6 regions with 6 prime ministers. Let each region self-govern and create provinces, make their laws, build their economies, run their regional police and regional education. Adetunji says, big move on the table. Creating 55 new states and 278 local government areas could reshape Nigeria's political landscape. I said it. Progress for representation, or maybe two truths can coexist. It could be bureaucracy. They use it and loot more money, or looting more money. Yes, loot more money. We need more regions. Instead, 6 geopolitical zones isn't enough. More regions. Then who else is saying? So that is the reality about the creation of new states. We know that it may be a waste of time, you creating states, and there's states that is not viable. We know that. But let's tell ourselves the truth, that 36 states in Nigeria, it is not viable because of leadership. It can actually be viable. I just pray that restructuring, the tax restructuring, VAT restructuring should go on. I pray that since they don't want to local government, governors don't want local government autonomy, this one can do. Let everybody be put in certain, let the round pegs be put in round holes. The boxes should put in box holes. Then let's see what happens. By the time Tinubu is through, now we respect them. If you underestimate Tinubu, I used to tell people at your own peril. But some people, because of, I don't know what to call it, whether it is idiocy or whatever it is, you just think nothing can happen. You can see what is going on. May God help Nigerians.